Good morning, everyone. Jill here with North Texas Vegetable Gardening, canning recipes, a little bit of everything. It's the weekend before Thanksgiving, and so many of you are going to be making your homemade stuffing or your homemade dressing, which is what we call it down here in the South. Let me tell you guys, if anybody takes the time to make you homemade stuffing or dressing, it is a labor of love and a very time-consuming process. I, on the other hand, have tried it once. My mother used to make it for us every year, and I do remember her being up really all night long making it. But right now, I just don't have the time to do that. So I'm going to show you what I do, and my family loves it, to dress up your stovetop dressing, again, or stuffing up north. This is a quick and easy way to make it seem like homemade. My family absolutely loves it. So let me show you this time-saving method that I do for our stovetop stuffing. So I'm only making one box today, guys. So I have one celery stalk, probably about 1/4 of a large onion, and then the recipe on the box calls for 1/4 cup of butter, and then I have probably about a little under 1/2 cup of diced chicken. Now I'm improvising today, and the reason why I'm improvising is because I don't have my turkey yet. I'm also going to use 1.5 cups of chicken broth instead of the water that the recipe box calls for. So again, if you're going to make more than one box, you're going to want to increase this whichever way you want. You may not want a lot of onion, you may not want a lot of celery, I don't know, but anyway, again, we're improvising today. We're only using chicken and chicken broth because I don't have any of the turkey drippings and any turkey yet. So you can also do this during the week too when it's not a holiday, and it turns out absolutely delicious. I have my 1.5 cups of chicken broth and my 1/4 cup of butter. While that's going to be heating up, over here I'm going to saute my onions and my celery. My butter's melted, so now I'm going to add my celery and my onions. This isn't going to take very long, guys, because what we'll do is we're going to finish this off in the oven. So what I've done is I have set my oven to 300. So let's get this to sauteing here. We are sauteing away, and I have over here my chicken broth and butter waiting for it to boil, and then I'll add my stovetop mix. Now, you may want to cut the chicken broth or the turkey broth that you're going to be using in half by water. That's up to you. However you want to do it, but I went ahead and the majority of this is the chicken broth. I added just a little bit of water to thin it, but so now we have this boiling and we have this sauteing. Today I'm using my Revere cookware, and I want to tell you guys a quick story about it. I bought this back when I was about 23 years old off Finger Hut, and I'm sure some of you guys remember that. It has a 30-year warranty, and it has exceeded that, guys. But I remember I paid like 20 bucks a month for 3 years to get this paid off. So I'm still very proud of it. So we're done sauteing this. I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to focus over here to my stuffing. So once it starts boiling, you just turn off the heat and you add your stuffing mix. Now I'll tell you, stovetop stuffing is just fine by itself for me, but I do try to do a little extra for the holidays. We love stovetop stuffing, and I do want to do a shout out to my sister who lives in Australia, who is not going to be able to join us this year. She loves her stovetop stuffing. We miss you and we love you, and we hope to see you soon. So now I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to put the lid on it for just a couple of minutes, because again, we're going to finish this off in the oven. So we didn't let it sit very long, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my sauteed veggies, which is onion and celery, and we're going to mix it up. You can see it's already starting to look really delicious. So now I'm transferring it into a baking dish, and I'm going ahead and mixing in my cut or diced chicken. Now Now it's at this time that you can add a little bit more of your turkey broth or your chicken broth, however you're making it, just to keep it moist. And we're only going to put it in the oven for about 5 to 6 minutes. So we have our oven set on 300. Again, it's only going to take about 5 to 6 minutes for this to get ready. Drizzle a little bit of your turkey broth on top of it to keep it moist and keep it from drying out. And also, I would suggest using dark meat, your dark meat from your turkey. But let's wait and let's see how this turns out. I think you'll be surprised. So here, my friends, is the finished product. And look how moist that is. Now, when I have a big gathering, I normally cook about 5 to 6 boxes like this. So if you're going to make a big batch, my suggestion to you is once you get it all mixed and when you put it in the oven, cover it with some foil to keep the moisture in. And about the last couple of minutes, go ahead and take it off and let it brown on top. But you can see it looks wonderful. So sadly this year, we all know it's going to be a different holiday season. You may be cooking for a lot still, depending on where you're at in the country, or you may be cooking for a little. We will not be cooking for our normal size. It is not uncommon for us to have 25 or 30 people for Thanksgiving this year. It's going to be much reduced because we have elderly parents and we have friends that just don't want to take the risk, and I understand that. We are going to take every precaution at our Thanksgiving dinner to make sure everybody is safe. But this, again, guys, is a great way to give your family a good stuffing or dressing for the holidays. Depending on the size, you may want to cook 1 box, you may want to cook 5 or 6. It depends on how many people you have there. So I hope this helps you out. For more information and for more recipes on hacks and just good old Southern recipes, be sure and hit that like button and that subscribe button. We'd love to have you join our channel. We have lots of great things going on. We have our garden going on. We have our fall garden, which is doing fantastic. And we have our high tunnel gardening going on, which is doing great too. It won't be long before spring gardening rolls around. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. God bless you all. Take care. God bless. Just like homemade. Just like homemade. Here, taste, honey.